What if I told you that Indian River isn't just one town, but a collection of different lifestyles? Whether you want a serene waterfront home, a quiet cabin in the woods, or maybe an investment property to cash in on Indian River's booming tourist economy, there is something for everyone. Today we're going to talk about 3 distinct ways of living here and how each offers its own Northern Michigan living experience. And before we hop into this video, if this content is your type of thing, make sure to hit the subscribe button. That way you never miss a video. Each week I make a brand new video talking about all things related to Northern Michigan real estate. When most people think about Indian River, they think about access to I-75, Mullet Lake or Burt Lake, or even the Indian River itself. But today, I'm going to share with you one of the hidden gems of Indian River, Links Estates. Today, I'm going to give you a tour of my newest listing right here in Links Estates and share with you exactly why I think this community gives you the biggest bang for your buck in all of Northern Michigan. This house offers golf course living with a private dock in a very high-end community, which would cost almost double in other towns around Northern Michigan. Now come along with me as we tour this 3-bed, 3-bath home with 4,000 total square feet of living space. One of the things I love about this home is as soon as you open the door, you immediately see views of the golf course just off of this large family room with a 2-sided fireplace, which means you can see it on this side as well as on the other side over in the study. I think that's a really cool feature. Also, there's a great deck that expands from this room all the way into this room, which is great for outdoor living. If you want to sit out here, have a cup of coffee or a glass of wine and watch people play golf, I think that's one of the reasons so many people love living on a golf course. But head over here, just off the living room is this great formal dining room. Right now, it's set up for a table with 8 chairs, and there is tons of space if you wanted a larger table for bigger family gatherings. Off of the formal dining room is this great 3 Seasons room that has its own little deck off the side that currently has a grill on it. You could put a fire pit out here or maybe even a hot tub. Connecting the formal dining room with the 3 Seasons room is an eat-in kitchen with a great breakfast nook area for smaller dining opportunities. I love the updated kitchen with the dark cabinets, the high-end appliances, and the granite countertops. Also, this backsplash, I think, really pulls the whole room together. Now, let me show you where you and your family will sleep at night. This house has so many little features that I love, and one of them is the way the guest rooms or children's rooms are set up. There's a door that separates them from the rest of the house, and there's a bedroom on each side with a bathroom in the middle. Right now, the owners are using this room for their son, as you can see with the Darth Vader and Shaq pictures. On this side is a guest room that's currently being used as a guest room. That's got some fun paint, tons of space, great closet space. So whether you have kids or a lot of guests, they can shut the doors and be completely secluded from the rest of the house. So let's head over and check out this great primary bedroom suite. As you can see, the primary bedroom has tons of space, a great view of the golf course, and check out this bathroom. With tile floors, a jet tub, and even a custom shower. This house really has a tremendous amount of value for the price, which is going to be just under $600,000. As I mentioned before, this house has a ton of amenities that are very well thought of, including my favorite, the basement. One thing that I love about this basement is with so many people relocating to Northern Michigan to work remotely, this is the perfect setup if either the husband and the wife, one or the other or both of them work from home. They've got a great desk area, a huge living space, whether you want to make this a video room, a game room, or any other type of recreational area. This nook is currently being used as a workout area, which is the perfect use of this space. There's also a lot of storage. Let's face it, if you're thinking about buying a home in Northern Michigan, being outdoors is likely one of your top priorities, and I think that's an area that this house also shines. As you can see, we're located on one of the greens of the golf course and a very expansive backyard. And come with me, I've got a little bit of a secret. Now, don't tell anyone, but the owners have this path that takes you directly from their backyard onto the golf course. Now, I don't want to advertise this, but I bet you could play this hole a couple of times by yourself without anybody knowing. And hey, if after watching this video, you'd like to learn more about this great house or what it's like to actually live in Indian River, feel free to reach out to me directly at 231-487-6141. Now let's hop back in the studio and give you more information about what it's really like to live in Indian River. All right, so after seeing that house, I'd love to know your opinion. Drop a comment and let me know your thoughts. As I mentioned before, there are so many different versions of Indian River. And as somebody who grew up and went to high school there, I can share all of them with you. Number one is the large public beach. There's a stretch of beach called DeVoe Beach with Veterans Pier located downtown Indian River. This makes the residential area of downtown come to life in the summertime. And something that I've really appreciated about Indian River over the last couple of years is just how much money has been spent on improvements. Although it was because of a fire, Pat and Gary's Party Store underwent a completely new renovation, starting from the ground and building a fantastic party store with all of your summer needs. Not to mention the H&L Dairy Mart. This was bought by a guy that I went to high school with and somebody else I know locally in the community. They have spent a ton of effort and money on making this a great place to stop and get an ice cream cone in the summertime. Now, if you're watching this video, you're probably interested in knowing exactly what it costs to live in Indian River. And let me tell you, the price ranges are varying. Anywhere from $100,000 for a small town in town, all the way up to a couple $1 million for a lakefront estate on Burt or Mullet Lake. As I mentioned before, the residential part of downtown comes to life during the summertime, mainly because of the affordable prices and access to the beach. In essence, you get a taste of waterfront living at a much lower price tag, typically starting anywhere around $200,000 and up. These houses are just a short golf cart ride to both downtown for all the entertainment options, the beach, and even the river. One of my favorite places to hang out in Indian River is along the river on a place called the Green Docks. Now, when I was younger, this was a little bit of a dilapidated area and maybe even a little bit dangerous, but the township has really put a lot of money into this and made it a jewel of downtown and a very cool place to hang out. And if you're like me, one of the first questions you have when thinking about relocating to a new area is, what are the restaurants like? And I'm here to tell you that Indian River has a couple of the best restaurants in all of Northern Michigan. For a casual dinner, I think Indian River has one of the most underrated restaurants around called Station 310. It's built in an old train station and it is in the heart of downtown. As an insider tip, it's great to have dinner there and then walk across the street to get an ice cream cone at the Dairy Mart. If you're looking for something with a little bit more fine dining, check out Michael's Steakhouse. They have steaks, seafood, and even sushi sometimes. Michael's is a place that even people from Petoskey or Harbor Springs come to when they want to get out of their normal routine and try something different. And you can't talk about dinner in Indian River without talking about one of the most famous pizza places in all of Northern Michigan, Vivio's. Vivio's has been a local staple and has one of the best pizzas you will find anywhere in the state. And let's face it, most people that are thinking about relocating to Indian River love to recreate, which is what draws them there in the first place, because Indian River has no shortage of recreational options, from the snowmobile trails and the bike path to Burt Lake State Park and the many beaches in the area. Indian River is also home to one of the nicest private public golf courses in Northern Michigan, the Indian River Golf Club. I have recently sold a couple of houses in Indian River to people who have decided to relocate there from both Petoskey and Harbor Springs because they felt that they just got so much more bang for their buck in Indian River compared to Petoskey and Harbor Springs, and they truly loved the lifestyle that Indian River has to offer. If you're a boater, a snowmobiler, a four-wheeler, or a side-by-sider, you're going to love Indian River because this area truly caters to those dynamics. In fact, as someone who grew up in Indian River was always mostly a second hometown. But as the world has changed and more people are able to retire or work from home, Indian River has really become an area that people are relocating to live full time. Another aspect of living in Indian River that is really appealing, if it's a second home, is just how easy it is to get to Metro Detroit and other faraway places. I remember growing up in Indian River when I went to college in Rochester Hills at Oakland University. I used to be able to get to my dorm from my parents' house with 4 turns. That's it. Now let's talk about some of the downsides of living in Indian River that you should consider if you're thinking about relocating either part-time or full-time. First, you can look it up on niche.com, but Inland Lakes are not the highest rated schools. Now I'm here to say they have been improving, but in an attempt to be as honest as possible, they are not ranked as high as some of the surrounding areas. Number 2, Indian River, although it is growing, does not have the same amenities that a place like Petoskey, Gaylord, or Traverse City has. They don't really have any big box stores, although they do have a Spartan grocery store called Ken's Village Market, which has the best donuts anywhere in northern Michigan. But outside of that, if you need something specific, you're going to have to be traveling 30 to 45 minutes away to one of the larger areas to find it. And although that Indian River is becoming an area that people are starting to move to full time, it is still very seasonal, meaning it's a lot busier in the summer and a lot quieter in the winter. Now, a lot of people that live here full time appreciate that, but I have heard from some people that have relocated to Indian River that they don't quite like that dynamic. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let me know if Indian River sounds like a place you could see yourself living in. And let's face it, Indian River is just part of a bigger region in Sheboygan County. Nearby places like Alanson, Sheboygan, Onaway, and even Wolverine have some of the most affordable living in northern Michigan. So if you are truly looking for the most bang for your buck, you might want to check this region out. If after watching this video, you'd like to learn more about what it would be like to live in Indian River or anywhere in northern Michigan, please reach out to me directly at 231-487-6141, and I'd love to show you around. See you on the next video.